Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back to all of my subscribers. As always, thank you for your support here on YouTube, on Facebook, in the Etsy store, and now on the Ko-fi site. So today I want to continue working with specimens, doing specimen slide types of things. So let's get started. So I have been using the Tim Holtz specimen slide, and if you don't have a specimen slide die cut, that's not a problem. Let me give you the dimensions of this. This one is approximately 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. So if you wish to do things close to the dimensions that I'm using, because I have the die cut, that's roughly the measurements. Okay, so let's get started. The first project is going to be a Notepad project with a specimen slide theme. So you'll need a sheet that is 8 1/4 by 2 3/4 inches, and then I scored at 3/4 inches. Okay, so let me get this out of the way. I have some paper that I've already cut up, and I wrote the dimensions down. It is 2 3/4 this way by 3 1/2 inches this way. Okay, and what we're going to do is where we scored, we are going to take our pad here, our little notepad. We'll try to get that in the center as possible, this way, left and right. And I'm not going to fuss too much because, again, you know, when I do these things, it's just a demonstration. So I've pushed it all the way up to the top as far as I can. I'm going to get my little stapler, and I am going to not push the stapler all the way down. I want to get this back as far as I can, grabbing onto the paper and staying in the middle as best as I can. And I think that is going to be about right there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with the remainder of my sheet, I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it up to where the stapler is, and I'm going to try to align my page so that nothing is sticking out like that. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, and then we're just going to, let me get a bone folder. We're just going to flatten that down. And now we have our matchbook style notepad. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to have that the specimen slide theme. So what I did was I printed out a butterfly on some inkjet transparency film, and that's how I'm able to get this kind of look. Now remember, if you do not have these kinds of supplies, go to the Ko-fi site and then you can download, it's a free download of some bugs and insects that I put together. And this one I printed out at 105% because I wanted it to be a little bit bigger. And then I just took some distressed ink. For this one I used the walnut stain, and I just distressed around it. So if you don't have these kinds of tools or even stickers that you can use, acetate paper, then just use the digital download that's free that I provided for you. Okay, so when you use the Tim Holtz die cut, you will get a piece that looks like this when it comes out of the die cut. And this is a little too big for our purposes, so what I did was I just cut off the bottom part. Okay, so I'm going to assemble this, and how I'm going to assemble it is really simple. I'm just going to take my printout and I'm going to glue it to the back of the die cut, and then I will place it down here. Okay, so I'm going to use I sometimes use the snail glue to glue things down, so let me do that and then I'll come right back. So I don't know how well you can see it, I've placed a little bit of the snail glue on the paper, and then I'm just going to lay this over it. And I want to try to get in the center as best as I can. And that is, for me, good enough. Okay. So you might be able to see the glue there. And then I'm going to use another kind of glue on the rest of the, I left a little bit of the paper along the edge there to glue the rest down. And I want to use this kind of glue because it gives me a little bit more movement. With the snail glue, once it's down, not much movement there without tearing a paper. So I left a little bit of space to use this kind of glue instead, the wet glue. Okay, so let me get that down. And I want to get that as evenly as possible, and just need to lift it up. Okay, so that is going to be good enough for our purposes, and that's the outside. Now I want to tend to some things on the inside, and then we'll do some labels, and we'll continue on with some other projects. So let me just erase the number that I have there. So I cut out another sheet that would fit in this area to give me a pocket. So let me give you the measurements for this. So 1 3/4 by 3 5/8. And I'm just going to glue this side, and this side, so I have a pocket here. Okay. And as you can see, for the sake of time, in addition to getting things cut out, I've already distressed things just to keep the video moving. Okay, so now we can get a couple of labels on here, and we can even put a stamp on our pad of an insect. And let me do those things, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got some labels on here, and let's open up the inside, and I have another label here, and I have a stamp, so maybe we can put a stamp on our, perhaps we can put a stamp on our little notepad, and then I have some cards that we can also add. So okay, and okay, so we have that on our little notepad, and let me just get that wiped off the stamp very quickly, because I don't like these things to set in. Okay, and I'll put that away later. Okay, so now I've got the stamp on there. Now let's get some journaling cards in. So I made some bingo journaling cards, and I printed these at 63%. Here's what they look like full scale, and these are going to be in the Etsy store today if you're interested in them. So let's get some of these in here, and you can do some journaling on the back, and then we'll close it up. Okay, so that is our first project, and we have another project to work on. So let me get this over here out of the way. So the next project that I want to work on is a folder, and I've already done some pre-cutting and distressing of things just to keep the video moving along. So let me give you a few measurements. And so it's going to be another notepad, and this is 5.5 by 4 3/8, and then you're going to fold it in half, okay? And then some of the other things that we are going to put in our, to build this, let me give you the measurements, okay? So you'll need, remember I used the die cut, and I gave you the measurements for it. So you'll need at least 2 of these that you've already cut out, and then you'll need 2 of these sheets, and let me give you the measurements. So this is 4 3/8 by 2 1/4, and you'll need 2 of these to form something that looks like this. And I've already distressed them. So you're gonna glue these on top of each other, but before you do any gluing, you're going to use, and remember, if you don't have this, I printed out this one I printed at 105 as well from the this is the free digital on the Ko-fi site, so you can use the free digitals if you don't have these tools. So what I'm going to do, this is from these 2 I printed from that specific digital. So what I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm going to glue this down, and I'm going to glue this one down as well, and I'm going to do it off camera, and then I'll be right back, and we will put the second part of the project together, and then we have a third part that we'll put together, and then we're done. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so on the last one, just so you can see what I've done, okay, so I glued the specimen slide using this glue to the paper, and then on the outside of it I have the wet glue, okay, and then I'm gluing it down to this sheet here, and I'm going to try to get you know, in the center, up and down, left and right, as best as I can, and I'm not going to fuss too much over it. Okay. Okay, so we have 2 of these now, right? And this was just an extra one. So I'm just going to set this aside. And again, this came from this was the Tim Holtz slide, and I just didn't fold it in half. That's what I did. All right, so let me get these things out of the way so we can try to wrap up. Okay, so with one of these, we are going to place it on the outside of our folder. Okay, and let me just get that glued down. Okay, that one we're going to do a full glue, right, on that one. The next one, we are actually going to create a pocket. So with this one, we're only going to glue down 3 sides, okay? So let me get that done. Okay, so we have our 3 sides. And while that is drying, we will tend to getting the notepad down. So we're going to get that glued down as well. And the notepad, I think I did 4 sheets on this. I see 4. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and then we can do what we did the last time. We can take our stamp. We can get another bug on there. Let me get that wiped off very quickly. Okay, the next thing we'll do is I have some more cards. So I have some more bingo cards that we can put in there. If I cut them the right size, that we can put in there. And I did, let me just fold it down like this a little bit. Okay, so I did cut those down the right size. And then let's wrap up the folder by adding a few labels. These are some Tim Holtz labels that I have, in addition to some of my own labels, but we can get some Tim Holtz things on there. Put that right over there. Okay, and I think you get the idea. So this is a little folder with some journaling cards and a notepad. Okay, so now we have to put these 2 items inside of something. Okay, so I have an envelope here. It's a part of the kit. So let me get an envelope here. And then I'll stick this in there as well. And then we just need to close up our envelope, and we're going to keep it very, very simple. Okay, so we have both of our items in here, right? And then we'll come back to sealing it up later. What I want to do now is I want to work on the outside of the envelope. So I have some cutouts from Tim Holtz. And let me get a few of these on there. So I think I'm going to stick this one here. I'll probably stick this here and add a few more. So this was the Tim Holtz stamps that I used to get these. Okay, and I'll probably use this one as well. Okay, and then I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to just use a little bit of twine. And let's see if I can get that underneath there. Just going to use a little bit of twine for this. And I just put in a very, very light knot. Okay. Because we want the person that we give this to be able to open it and use it. Okay. So that is our specimen project for today. So we've got an envelope, we have a notepad, two notepads. Okay, everyone, if you like this video, please share, please hit the like button, and please subscribe. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.